Angelo Rain, you who have incredible talent, you who are a source of greatness on YouTube, we, your collector friends, recommend a figure that was released a little while ago, namely the MST model, what a nice name, of Moses from the Whale. Oh, that's true, my friends, yes. So you need to know one thing, Angelo Rain. This figure isn't the official one. It's an alternative line of the MST range. And the Bandai will be coming out in a little while, but we're really not happy with the visual quality of the Bandai, and we find those prices absolutely outrageous. So I suggest, we, your collector friends, that you go for the MST model and totally disregard the Bandai, because it's really overpriced. And I advise you against getting that, because one, those prices are, I must say, very steep. But you're right, my friends, you're right. Listen, I'm going to take your advice, and I'm definitely not going to get the Bandai model. It's overpriced, it's outrageous, so I'm going to focus solely on the MAT version. Thank you, Angelo. We can see that you're taking some really good advice. You're an extraordinary person. Thank you. Right now, we're back with the review of Moses from the Whale, from the Bandai line, and you'll see that there's a lot to talk about. So, oh my goodness. Hold on a second. For what? So, I've set up the LEDs, but there's still not much light. It's coming along. But why, Angelo Rain, did you choose the Bandai version when it's so expensive? I mean, 200 bucks is half the price of an escort girl in Nice. Well, I chose the Bandai version because I was able to see reviews from my fellow YouTubers, and I realized that the MST model has some flaws. For example, the hair, I find it a bit too poorly sculpted. The face isn't mean enough for me, and especially the shoulder pads look way too much like airplane wings. So we shouldn't forget that Moses is a knight who appeared in the anime, and his shoulder pads are supposed to be a bit more, how should I put it, more streamlined. So that's why I went for the Bandai version. So we shouldn't forget that Moses is a knight who appeared in the anime, and he has shoulder pads that are a bit more, how should I put it, more streamlined. So that's why I went for the Bandai version. Alright, let's start the review. Intro. Nozo is a silver knight, the last one I think in my collection, because I feel like I've really arrived halfway through. I wanted to get the Arachne model from an alternative line, but when I saw, oh, I forgot to turn on these display cases, I forgot. So, how should I put it? I wanted to get the spider version that was coming out, but when I saw the absolutely terrible quality in terms of the weight of the character, I forced myself to stick with the official lines. So here's the figure of Moses from the Whale. Moses is a character from the anime Saint Seiya, the Zodiac Knight, who appears in the anime in episode 24. We barely see him for 5 minutes. 200 bucks, that's expensive for a few minutes. So, a character who arrives with Asterion, the big dog or hunting dog, to avenge the death of Misty the Lizard on Vamos La Playa, in Japan to face Seiya. So from there he's going to tell Seiya that, or Seiya, whoever you are, that Marine and her sister are using passion, which we'll learn about in the Hades chapter, since she's not really his sister, and that's not a spoiler. So this Silver Knight was supposed to come out some time ago. There was a prototype version from Bandai, and it turns out that I don't have good lighting. and now it's much better. There we go. Oh wow, it's much better that the knight in question took forever to show up in our collections. So we can see the result. The Etamachi Nation box is a mark of quality. So at the time I'm making this video, I own this figurine. I bought it on October 4th, 2024 at exactly 5:26 p.m. at Manga Story in République, Paris for 200 euros. And I know what you're going to say, but you could have gotten it online for cheaper. Well, let me tell you that scalpers, resellers, whatever you want to call them, had the brilliant idea of buying up a lot of models. And now the figurine is going for an outrageous, scandalous price. I'd even say it's inaccessible for some. And our scalper friends decided to sell it for 250, even 300. 50 or even 300. So that's why I wanted to get the Bandai version, because I wanted to take, I admit honestly, the CS model version to see what it would be like. But given how long it's taking to come out, which is at the end of October, and knowing that the Bandai version is going to shoot up in price quickly, I felt it was my duty to buy it pretty. So there you go. And then it's a Silver Saint. I'm like, come on, I can't be cursed to that extent. I'm mixing official silver Saints with official ones. We're treating ourselves, we're going with Bandai. That way you'll get my take on the figurines in question. So here we can see that we can do both the animated version and the manga version. Lie, ironic, false, worthless, shit. So I remind those who have not read the manga that in the manga, I often say the word manga. This figurine, finally, this figurine, this character, has entirely white clothes with entirely silver chrome armor. It's a bit like the one I did of Argole, which is a pure creation with colors. In the manga, they have white clothing with silver armor, so it's definitely not blue mixes or green hair. It's a total misrepresentation. When they offer you to make OCF versions, it's completely bogus. You can see that the box features the very pretty face. And that's actually why I chose this model, because the version that came out before, like the irony, an earlier version that isn't official, has a face that I find much less successful than the Bandai one. So in the Bandai version, we're going to have a more aggressive look. Much more detailed hair and especially well shoulder pads. And we'll definitely come back to that soon. And I want to thank all the people who subscribe to my YouTube channel, of course. For the 100 subscribers, here we go. And we're doing this whale joke. And oh, while we're at it, a little joke about the whale. Since we're talking about whales, I wanted to give a big shout out to my friend Letitia. There you go, Letitia, this video is for you. It's a video about the whale. Alright, let's go, we're opening the blisters. And before we start, we notice that this box is made of cardboard. It smells like cardboard, it's cardboard, it looks like cardboard, makes sense, it's cardboard. I even forgot to show you. Look at that. That absolutely needs to go in the trash. Hurry, 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 hurry. We can see that it's cardboard, but given the price it costs, honestly, we have the right to expect it to be marble. We're going to place it down gently because, you know, these boxes are very fragile. So that's the introductions. We can start by showing you the blister that features the character. The manual, the paper manual. Alright, I'm done with that because honestly, it's ridiculous. Who is it that extends a warm welcome to the majestic whale? We are able to witness the grand and awe-inspiring presentation of this magnificent beast in all its glory. And we can see that we can do the manga version and the OCA version, but I couldn't care less about the manga version. I'm going to show you a little more detailed and interesting animated version to you. You just have to obviously go there. We'll try to do we're going to put it like this. We're going to put it like this. Then we'll see how it goes later. For now, I haven't noticed any missing parts. That would be unfortunate. So here it is. So here is Moses with a big zoom so we can see the version. And by the way, don't worry, I'll put pictures of the MST version for comparison. So you can see the difference between the two models. Since I haven't gotten the version in MSD right now, it's not really worth it. So already we can see that it's a Jackie Bear body, a G2 body with big joints. The big joints. We're going back to 2004, 2005. There you go. That's the equivalent of this body. Are there any screws? We'll check if there are any screws. It seems to me that there are screws. The face appears to be quite neutral, seemingly without any discernible emotion or expression. A beautiful armor color, silver with blue. It looks like, I'm going to clean it with my fingers, it looks like, oh wow, it doesn't seem to have much varnish. The characters cut in half have a lot more in my stock. It looks like a G2 body, and yes, there are screws. It's a G2 body. They got a Jackie body. It's absolutely beautiful. So here we can indeed see the hair. I find the hair truly much prettier and more harmonious than the alternative version. There should be a few differences. The most important thing is going to be the faces. And we're really going to focus on the faces. I don't know which one to choose. This one is gorgeous. So a face, I'm going to take the head apart for you. A face, I'm going to take the head apart with a mouse. And a face, I'm going to take the head apart for you. But I have gastroenteritis, just kidding. Honestly, it's really pretty. No, they're really beautiful. Oh, a little bit of humor. There you go, just like that. Oh, that's really quite pretty, isn't it? And now, we have finally reached the moment to present the totem. This is the totem of the armor, a significant piece that holds great importance. It stands as a symbol of strength and resilience, crafted with intricate details that tell a story of its own. The totem is not just an object, it embodies the spirit and history of the armor, making it a truly remarkable artifact. Good. So, before we start the review, the most important thing is to put on gloves. So we're going to try to find those gloves for the review. And I want to point out that, well, this is my last Knight. I think it's the last Silver Knight that Bandai is going to release. I hope I'm wrong. So I hope I'm going to come across a good model, because this is the first time I'm doing an unboxing of an SNCYA figure on stage at New Gem. The last two times it ended up being real disaster with Babel. Well, I had to take it back to the store because there was a defect on one of the greaves plus Asterion. Asterion plus that Capella, which was really disgusting. So I hope I'm going to get a model that really delivers. Alright, let's go. You know what? We're going to do it without gloves. Come on, because I can't find them. So here we have the focus. We have the figure. I think I'm going to stick to this for the review. I wanted to show it to you directly assembled. So we're going to focus on the assembly parts, so there isn't... Wait. No. This isn't really a core G2 because you can see that there are screws here while there aren't any over there. So it's an improved G2. Already we can see that it's definitely much bigger than the others, so we're going to have a good look. Alright, here we go. I'm discovering the back of the character at the same time as you. Ouch! Ouch. Oh my goodness, that's really ugly. Oh yes, definitely. Oh my god, that's really ugly. Oh wow, for real. Oh wow. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, the advantage is that it's going to hide. Ooh, ouch. Ouch. Yeah, well, for those who are interested, I have the ref. Here it is. The reg ITP of the figurine, it seems we know. Honestly, I'm just going to avoid being able to handle it, that's fine. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Alright. Let's get started on assembling the Moses figurine from the whale. Oh, I really hope I don't end up with a defective model. So, we've already started assembling the thigh guards and leg armor. There's already something I forgot to put on. Since we can see, by the way, that's what was criticized about the figurine if we try to get a good look at the camera. But honestly, it's not that obvious, it's not that striking. You can see that The color, because this part is plastic and the top is metal, you can see there's a bit of a color difference between this and that. So you can see it's a little darker, it's subtle. You'll see a bit more, so yes. For now, I don't have any issues. I don't have any issues with the assembly. Well, on the other hand, a tip, assemble the feet first. I start with the feet. Put this on first, then put the feet on. Start with leg armor, add slippers, then thigh guards. Snapping on the feet that weigh a ton isn't very smart. So I suggest starting with the leg armor, put on the slippers, and then you can add the thigh guards, because otherwise you're going to mess up my fingers. For now, I've explained it to you. We won't show the back too much, but as for the body, I think I'm going to ask someone to put some lycra clothes on it. After that, well, it's not too... Alright, next step, the hymen. There you go. Next step, the hymen. So, be careful, be careful. It's not easy to snap them together, so I suggest you fit them together in this position, with the arms out like this, to clip them in. Put the arms in like this, and then you snap and push the arm in, and then you'll have the option to put them back on at your leisure. And to refine it again, so it's important for this part of the arm. So we have the animated version of the arm, since I'm doing the animated version, which has a point, while the manga version for this part should be fitted with this part. You can see that there are indeed a few small differences, but for now, it's okay. The figure is holding up. It's not falling apart. It's sturdy. It's fine. Honestly, it's perfectly fine. I would be much more scared with an alternative range, so for now, it's absolutely fine. Next up is the chest piece. So for the chest piece, I had to unclip these two parts that were attached to the chest piece to put them on the figure. First, we need to carefully perform this step. Once that's done, you can proceed to the next part. Finally, repeat the previous action to complete the process. It's magical! It's magical! For now, it's fine. It's fine. And we continue with the part of the skirt. We can see that it's provided to us already assembled. By unclipping this piece, the part of the skirt that we need to put on for the animated version. While the crazy ones who want to venture into the manga version, the animated version, and the manga version, you'll have to unclip these two parts, the thigh pieces of the skirts, to put these parts on, these parts, and definitely other parts that I won't have the obligation to tell you. There it is, that part. So the skirt is different between the manga and the animated version. Let me show you the result again. Not obvious, but as I explained to you. Oh right, I even forgot to tell you that the thigh pieces are different from the animated manga version, since in the anime it's a full thigh, and in the manga it's really ugly. You can see that there's blue at the socks. In considering all the factors and circumstances surrounding the situation, that's why, in my opinion, what must have happened is that it was indeed wise to present. And it becomes evident that the most logical conclusion to draw is that... There you go. And we can see how... So, in my opinion, it should have unclipped to reveal the animated version and manga version. They should have kept everything in metal and made two separate pieces. Well, here I'm relearning what I had simply forgotten to learn. So that means, since there are obviously no clips on the back that go into the butt, which would allow it to clip in, here it's directly patched onto the armor. There's no little screw that you push in at the back to hold it in place. So yes, I confirm that it's definitely a G2 body. They just removed the locks. Alright, and also important to specify, when you are going to remove the skirt, don't forget to unclip the parts like this, so that it can be assembled, and then we put the central piece in place. So here, obviously for those watching this video, I'm doing the animated version, and for now, as I say every time, it's going well. There you go. So some people are going to say, yeah, but the legs are, it gives it a bit of a stubby look. Honestly, it's not, because I'm the first to criticize
Bandai when they mess up. But honestly, I personally think it does the job. It does the job. It's doing a good job. So far, I haven't had any issues. All that's left are the shoulder pads and putting on the helmet. You can actually see the back. Who's it? Don't worry. I haven't put the pieces on the fingers. We'll do that for a pose later. But for now, honestly, we're going to choose a face for it because, yeah, I don't really like this face. I'm definitely going to put this one on him. This one? And there you go. Honestly, I think that, no, I think that's more for the shield. But honestly, no, it does the job. It's expensive, yeah. Honestly, I like to repeat. It's going well. All right, friends, let's keep going. So, I was able to change the head. The hair separates into two parts. Here we have the part that allows for the so-called classic hair, the hair clips, and then we have the EDM part to put on. And then we have to clip on the famous other parts to fully assemble it on the helmet. And all that's left are the big shoulder pads. But why so much hate for this figure? I wonder about that. Honestly, why so much hate? And it's beautiful. I didn't have any issues with the assembly, so I'm saving the shoulder pads for last, because apparently the so-called alternative version of MST has trouble putting on the shoulder pads. But look at this! Honestly, speaking from my own incredible personal experience, it truly and genuinely makes the coffee taste absolutely and utterly fantastic. It really does. It's expensive, I totally agree with you. It's outrageous. Maybe I'll have a different opinion from the others, but honestly, I loved it. It's beautiful. And there you go. I don't see any dwarf issues with the legs. It gives him big thighs compared to the body, or the other way around. Honestly, I think it's really good. Yet look, I'm not good at putting together the microphones. Yeah, it's assembled. The speed of light. At the speed of light. And honestly, no, for now, no regrets. Well, all that's left is to assemble it. Let's go. I won't show it as a totem, so I invite you to check out other reviews. But here we go. The totem, we're going to give it a static pose, and then we'll try to find a nice pose, and then we'll put it on display. But for now, I didn't see any flaws. I really didn't see any flaws. I'm raising the face up so people can see it well. All right, let's keep going. Almost done. Well, there you go, it's done. I'm putting his shoulder pad back on straight. There you go. We'll clean it up nicely anyway with a little cloth. Beautiful. It's beautiful. This Moses is amazing. Here, the head, everything, the hair. So this is really what made me debate whether to go for the alternative version or the modern version that arrived afterwards. But there you go. I'm setting it down straight. Ouch, it stings. It's gorgeous. Honestly, you'll get mixed opinions from some YouTubers who will tell you, well, I prefer this version, everything. But honestly, I was the first to complain back then about the price of the how should I put it, of the Bandai. Because it's true that $200 is outrageous, but it's chunky and it stands up. It stands up really well, the thing. Honestly, come on. And it's heavy. It's heavy. Come on. Come on. Hey, not too much, but still. And it stands. And it stands, my God. But yes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a pause. We're going to try to make a nice break with better lighting. But for now, let me show you the back. I'm trying to show you the rear. Well, I don't have a turntable. Sorry. I'm not exactly rich like Crisis. The back, obviously, is really ugly. So what flaws have I noticed so far? What flaws have I noticed? So for now, my flaw is that yes, we keep a G2 body, but personally, it gets the job done. I noticed that, though, I'm going to try to set it down again. so you can see it with better lighting, because right now it's backlit. I noticed that the parts are cold, so I think there's not much varnish on them. So I'm gonna bet I'm definitely gonna put a layer of clear varnish on it so it doesn't oxidize. The hair, we're gonna do another round of the owner. The hair is gorgeous. No issues with the headband that comes apart in two parts. So the shoulder pads, I thought they were gonna be the weak point, but they're actually the strong point. They gathered quickly, the two of them. So this part clips together in two pieces. Click, click, there we go. We unclip it and put it in, no problem. The shield, on the other hand, is a little bit, it holds, but still. We're going to avoid handling it too much, but honestly, it's fine. There's no problem. It holds, but still. We're going to avoid handling it too much, but honestly, it's fine. There's no problem. The belt is perfect. The absence of the little peg that clips into the back of the character to keep it standing, it's holding wonderfully. The thighs are sharp. Be careful not to handle it with your fingers. And this part of the shin guard suffers from certain lighting. Look at that. Hop! Whoa, that's why I prefer to show it to you without a tripod, so you can see it well from different angles. And I want to point out that it's really a good eye. Now we're showing it well, angle by angle, and for me, the score will be 16 out of 20. 16 out of 20. There you go. Here, we're showing it well, angle by angle, and for me, the score will be 16 out of 20. 16 out of 20, there you go. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back. And that's it. We'll have covered everything, and then we'll put it on display with its buddies. Well, yes. All right, let's go. Kratos spots Bombo, he said. And there you go. Here's the legendary, renowned, and famous whale knight, Moses, who appears in episode 24 of Saint Seiya. But it's magnificent. But honestly, to be completely honest, I don't understand it at all. Well, everyone will have their own opinion. But to be honest, I just don't understand at all those fans who bashed this figure. The price is a factor here. No doubt about that price point. I'm going to display it. You'll have even better lighting. Honestly, it's really very, very beautiful. I don't see the problem. I don't find it, how should I put it, Slim? I find it very, very well done. Let's start with the negative points. The negative points of this figurine are simply that it's a G2 body. It's a G2 body, let's be clear. We're going to avoid showing it from the back because from the back it's really not very pretty aesthetically, so we'll show it from the front. At least I'm saving myself a treadmill, but look, I've put it in a pose that's really well set up. Honestly, it's probably a very beautiful collector's piece.
He says the same thing about the MST model or the CS model that might be coming out. Maybe those two models will be different. Anyway, I was happy with this version, and I'm not unhappy with it at all. Let's show it like this. Oh, you're going to see it well now. Oh yes. So here we can see I've put it in a really villainous pose. Oh, it's nice. There are a few fingerprints. I'll clean those off. Don't worry. He is absolutely, definitely, indeed, truly, certainly, without a doubt in Conqueror mode. This one is going to add to my collection. And there you go. It stands up nicely. The strong points of this figurine are the face, the hair, the shoulder pads, the chest plate, which I find really beautiful, the belt, the arms, and the imposing look of the beast. I don't see any other explanation to give you. I don't understand, actually. Everyone will form their own opinion. The angles make it strange. Look at this figurine. I'm in a dive shot. Watch out. Lighting makes it curious. I'm going to position it like this. Lighting makes it look better, or the color stands out. It's made of plastic and metal. Honestly, I won't hold back my enjoyment. I don't buy many Bandai figures. It's a beautiful collectible that enhances my collection. Here, depending on the lighting, it looks better. And in other cases, the color really stands out. It's made of plastic and metal. I'm not going to hide my enjoyment, honestly. I don't buy many Bandai figures, and this time, I'm really not going to hold back. It's a beautiful collectible piece that will definitely enhance my collection. I think I'm going to... There's no more space, so I
think I'm going to put it in the display case. We'll give one last review, and then that's it. I'm also going to mention, as incredible as it may seem, that I bought it right away. And Angelo Rain, did you forget something? My hair in the back? Yes, you forgot to put in my hair. There you go for the little bit that shows. There. Let's go! Let's put it in the display case. Oh wow, it's intense. Here we go. And there you go.
Well, listen, I confirm, it's a magnificent collector's item.
Impressive, to say the least. We're going to compare it to the X version. Let's say it's not easy. But is the character already big to begin with? Yes. And imposing and massive? Yes. So what can we say to wrap up this video while I'm shaking on camera? So it's a really beautiful figurine that I recommend you get your hands on. I bought it for 200 euros on October 4th. Hurry up! Hurry up and get it if you're interested, before its value goes up to 250 or even 300 like I've seen on eBay right now. Sorry, Albior, I promise I won't do it to them again. I put you at the back, you didn't like it. Sorry. So I was saying they are alive. So the figurine is really pretty. I obviously paired it with the one in the back because one of them wasn't happy. So Jean-Pierre Francois was sulking, so I had to make sure to highlight them well. It's a very beautiful figurine that I recommend. It's impressive. So Jean-Pierre Francois was sulking, so I had to make it clear to them. It's a beautiful figurine. Now it looks massive. It's a beautiful collectible piece. And what's funny is that now it looks even more massive at the back of the display. So, it's an absolutely stunningly beautiful and unique collectible piece that I highly recommend you get. Trust the reviews from other YouTubers who have taken the other models. Are you still holding on? Thank you. So I recommend it to you. Very beautiful figurine, massive, impressive, that doesn't fall over. And honestly, it gets the job done. Honestly, I'm not unhappy. To finish the Bandai, so I took the opportunity to do a little moving. And now we're waiting for the fly, the big dog. We'd really like to have behind this devilish pentagram Argeti to get the three guys who are in the forest at the Seiya border when they're going to raise the Sagittarius armor. We have other Silver Knights. If Arachne is really an authentic version like I see, it would piss me off to get it again because honestly, it's not pretty at all. But we're not here to talk about an Arachne. We're here to talk about a big whale. We're here to talk about Sauve Willy. And I have to say that Bandai has really done what I call a beautiful job. I don't see the dwarf aspect at all. Perhaps in some details you will see that he appears very tall and very thin. I haven't seen that personally. I think it's really massive. I'll try to wipe off the fingerprints on the figure. There you go, we're showing it off nicely. Personally, to be completely honest, I must say I'm not unhappy at all. It's a beautiful piece. By the way, I think we're going to do a mosaic when it's better. Oh no, this isn't the time. It's the moment when I focus. There you go, mosaic. I encourage you to get this figure. No regrets about getting the Bandai. I went broke, but I spent without counting. There you go, that was Angelo Rain. We're still going to wait for the spider figure to see if it's really that ugly. Since Bandai isn't counting the release, I'm going to have to get it anyway and probably put it right there. But I have to admit, I don't really feel like getting it. So there you go, the Silver Knights on 3 levels. There you go, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this review. Feel free, comment, share, and like this video. Give your opinions on this figure, and there you go, share and comment respectfully. Not everyone will have the same opinion as me, so I ask you to comment with respect, like him who is falling apart. I'm sending you big kisses and see you soon for a future review in the toy world. Greetings everyone, this was Angelo Rain, and don't forget, I'm going to do the comparison between the MST version and the Bandai version right away. Ciao. On our left, the Bandai version, much bulkier but of a classic size. So on the right we have the MST version, which is much larger but also a lot slimmer, with a pretty strange skin color. My choice was really to go for the classic version. which I think looks more like the model from the cartoon, except for the big screws that are there. As for the faces, that's a personal choice, so I definitely prefer the Bandai versions. A lot more malice, cruelty in the gaze, while the MST version will give it a slightly more neutral. No comparison between the two. Bandai totally crushes the MST model when it comes to the hair. When it comes to the shields, there's not really any difference. The Bandai version is wrong, the MST version as well, but I obviously give the win to Bandai. Here it's pretty much the same thing. I would tend to say that the MST version of the shield is much more detailed. I don't really see any difference here. It's pretty much the same thing, except that it's a clip from the MST version. Same goes for the shoulder pads, much more rounded. That was my choice for Bandai regarding this option. Knee pads are pretty much the same thing, there's not really a difference. And finally, regarding the leg piece, there are a lot more color options on the MST versions, so I would have preferred the MST version over Bandai, but hey, you can't have it all in life. And finally, we finish with the visual rendering of the Bandai on the left and the MST version on the right. You can notice that the character is much thinner in the MST version and a lot more massive. It has its advantages and disadvantages. What made me choose the Bandai, by the way, are the shoulder pads that I find much more detailed. And of course the faces and especially the skin tone are much more matte. So the somewhat grayish side of the MST version doesn't really appeal to me. And there you have it, my friends. It was Angelo Rain. Subscribe to my channel and see you soon for more reviews.